This clip is sponsored by Med Travelers. If you're an SLP interested in travel therapy, visit medtravelers.com to get started. I'd been doing this for a few years until it finally dawned on me because I was thinking, oh my gosh, they pay so well in early intervention. Gosh, it's like, I can't believe they pay this much an hour. And then I started breaking it down. So the thing, and again, this will depend on your specific state, but for example, in my state, it was all 1099 contracts. So the good part, again, like I said, is that I could pick and choose how many, where I wanted to go. Nothing was dictated like you will see. I could see the referral and say, oh, that's way too far. I don't want to do that. Or I'm not as familiar with that diagnosis. I'm going to pass. But the other piece of it is again, what you're looking at, that hourly fee, not all that money is yours. So I realized one day I started breaking it down. That, let's just say $100 for ease. Let's say it's $100 an hour, $10.99. And most of the time that's that hour with the child. So it doesn't take into consideration planning time, paperwork time, writing notes, or driving. And so I really tried really hard to stick to certain areas. But like I said, there'd be times where it's like, oh, okay, fine, I'll just take those. They can't find anybody. Well, when I started to really break it down, it was like, okay, I'm driving 45 minutes each way, there for an hour, doing this. And then it became where it really wasn't $100 an hour. It was, $33 an hour. And again, that part of that wasn't even my money because I had to set it aside for the IRS. So the reason I say that is to just, again, I think it's really easy to look at something and say, oh, wow, this is how much it is an hour. But just really breaking it down to how much time is actually wrapped up into that hour. And that's also where you can ask, is there anything else that is covered? Is there anything else that's paid for? I know sometimes, in my particular situation, any of our IFSP meetings were paid, but if I was writing a report or doing additional paperwork, that wasn't paid for. So definitely asking about that. And again, the mileage, that's where making sure that you're writing off that mileage or anything you can so that it does help a little bit with that overall time cost. I wish it was funny. I remember exactly where I was when it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not really making anything to see this child, because it was just such a drive that when I broke it down, I was like, okay, I've got to remember this. And that will also help you, again, planning that service area. If you can try to get kids as close as possible, then you can get from point A to point B in a quicker time period.